Every ecosystem has predators. Some hunt alone, some hunt in packs, and some enter into legally questionable business arrangements. This is the Marrowbreach, an apex predator capable of turning most marine life into a brief educational experience. And this is the Houndgar, a squid-like opportunist whose survival strategy appears to be stand near the murder machine and hope for leftovers. Together, they form one of the strangest hunting partnerships ever recorded on Proteus. A relationship built on trust, mutual benefit, and the constant possibility of one participant accidentally eating the other. The Marrowbreach is what happens when evolution spends several million years focusing exclusively on violence. At first glance, it resembles a shark, a comparison that immediately becomes less comforting the closer you look. Its jaws are designed to shear through tough flesh using iron-reinforced cutting edges. Bites are delivered in roughly 60 milliseconds, fast enough that prey often experiences the consequences before fully processing the mistake. Researchers report that Marrowbreaches frequently circle potential targets before attacking, sometimes delivering small test bumps, a behavior scientists describe as threat assessment. Everyone else describes it as seek medical attention. The animal's vision is surprisingly poor. Its eyes are small, almost vestigial compared to the rest of its sensory systems, which is fine, because it doesn't really need to see you. The Marrowbreach is lined with specialized sensory organs capable of detecting movement, vibration, electrical activity, and pressure changes in the water. It can often locate prey long before prey realizes it has been located, which is a useful skill for an apex predator, and a deeply upsetting one for everyone else. Its powerful tail and streamlined body allow sudden bursts of acceleration. There are no exotic propulsion organs, no biological thrusters, no strange alien technology. The Marrowbreach simply swims the traditional way. It just happens to do it while carrying enough jaw pressure to rearrange your future. Now, imagine looking at this unstoppable predator and deciding to follow it around. That is the Houndgar's entire business model. The Houndgar resembles an earth squid in roughly the same way a chainsaw resembles a kitchen knife. The basic concept is recognizable, the details quickly become concerning. Like earth squid, it possesses a beak, 8 arms, fins, and a soft body. But its evolutionary history appears completely different. Most notably, 4 membranes stretch between its arms. These membranes can be expanded into elaborate displays covered with millions of chromatophores. Tiny, colourful cells that function like biological pixels. The result is a living projection screen, a display capable of producing complex patterns and motion camouflage. Scientists believe the Houndgar uses these displays to conceal its approach. Rather than simply blending into the background, it actively manipulates what prey think they're seeing, which feels less like camouflage and more like psychological warfare. Then there is the beak. Like all squid, everything the Houndgar eats must pass through the center of its brain, which means every meal is effectively threading a needle. Failure results in immediate self-inflicted consequences. Evolution apparently reviewed this design and decided, good enough. Individually, both species are impressive. Together, they become deeply suspicious. Because Houndgars and Marrowbreaches don't merely tolerate one another, they hunt together, and nobody is entirely sure how they negotiated the arrangement. The partnership begins with the Houndgar. Using its displays and agility, it flushes prey from hiding places. Creatures that might otherwise remain concealed suddenly find themselves exposed. At that point, the Houndgar performs a dazzling visual display. Flashes of colour, movement patterns, signals. The exact purpose remains unclear, but researchers believe the displays help the Marrowbreach identify prey, which is important because the Marrowbreach's eyesight is about as reliable as a submarine built from optimism. Once the target is identified, the Marrowbreach attacks. Violently, predictably, and with considerable enthusiasm. The prey is dispatched, the Marrowbreach feeds, and the Houndgar collects scraps. Everyone wins, except the prey. The prey experiences a different outcome. At first glance, the Houndgar seems to be getting the better deal. After all, it gains access to kills it could never make itself. Free food, minimal effort, little risk. But the relationship appears more complicated. A lone houndgar is also potential prey. A Marrowbreach could simply eat it. Yet observations suggest this rarely happens. Instead, the predator appears to tolerate the squid, possibly because the houndgar improves hunting success enough to justify its existence. The houndgar locates prey, flushes prey, marks prey, distracts prey. In return, the Marrowbreach shares the leftovers. It's less a predator-prey relationship and more a contractually obligated consulting arrangement. One researcher described the system as mutualism. Another described it as a squid repeatedly pointing and yelling, "Target spotted." Both explanations seem equally valid. The most intriguing detail isn't the hunting behaviour, it's the social implications. Evidence suggests houndgars may form groups, and Marrowbreaches may associate with specific houndgar squads. If true, this implies something remarkable. The partnership isn't random, it's organised. A successful houndgar must locate enough prey to keep both itself and its Marrowbreach partner fed. A successful Marrowbreach must provide enough food to justify keeping the houndgar alive. Both species depend on continued cooperation, which means both species possess incentives, expectations, perhaps even recognition of individual partners, not intelligence in the human sense, but something more sophisticated than simple instinct. A relationship maintained over time. A biological agreement, a working partnership between two completely different species. And if that sounds familiar, it's because humans do exactly the same thing, only with fewer tentacles. Usually. The Marrowbreach is one of Proteus's most efficient predators, a creature built to detect, pursue and destroy prey with terrifying effectiveness. The houndgar is a master of deception, a living illusionist capable of manipulating attention itself. Separately, they are fascinating. Together, they become something far stranger. A predator and an opportunist. A hunter and a scout. A shark and a squid running what appears to be a highly successful small business. Researchers continue to study the relationship in hopes of understanding how it evolved, how it functions, and whether the two species genuinely recognize one another as partners. Until then, if you encounter a beautiful display of flashing colors in the darkness, remember, the squid may be the thing you can see, the Marrowbreach is the thing that already knows where you are.